Hey, Rashad.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. Now, I just want to, before we get into the basketball, everything like that, I want to address something that I just saw. I waited until the end of the coverage to get to this video, and while it's fresh on my mind, I must just say it. Holly Rowe, what is going on with you? What's going on with you, Holly Rowe? For the past couple years of me doing this YouTube thing, of the past couple of years of us seeing, the birth of the committee and all these groups, things of that nature on these social media platforms, solely focused on women's basketball, women hooping, all these different channels. Got my dog over there out in LA, the LA fan that does the great reactions and stuff like that and puts on the costumes and everything. The game is growing. Angel's tweets going crazy every single time, go viral. Shout out to Angel, shout out to Chris Williamson, shout out to Christina Williams, shout out to Ari Chambers, all these things. I say all this to say the game is growing more than it ever has. There's more eyes on the game more than there's ever been. And in that moment, at that time, you decide to ask Miss Clark about her deceased father. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I've seen media members, players, coaches, all ridicule you for this over social media for the past 2-3 years. And you just do it again over and over and over. You think after that game that they just played that went to the final buzzer, a one possession game, she wants to think about her dead father? She wants to talk about her dead father. She might be thinking about her death, but she doesn't want to speak about that. Not in this moment. That's the first rant. That's the first rant. I got some more in me. I got to turn on this fan, y'all. I got to turn on this fan. Second rant. You guys see what I'm talking about now? At the beginning of the season, before the season, when Candace Parker made the move to the Las Vegas Aces, and then they got Clark, I think like the same day or the same week or something like that. I went up here and said, that's unfair, that's whack, And you guys said, how is that unfair? How is that? You called me all types of names under the sun. You called me Kanye West, you called me Hitler, and then we're going to keep moving. First of all, in prayers up to everybody out there. I know I got a lot of Jerusalem people on here like that, from the Danny videos and stuff like that. But, prayers to, and I know a lot of y'all hate this, and it's such an inconvenience to hear this during a sports championship video, and you just went on a rant about Holly Rowe talking about, but you have to do it. Oh, you'll be tone deaf, but, prayers up to those in Palestine, man. You know what I'm saying? The people who have been oppressed, the people who have been trapped in their country, and, like within the state, the country, within their state, in the confines. I'm doing more research on it and everything like that, but from what I heard, it just sounds like a horrible situation for those people over there. Babies, where most of the population are kids, are the youth, people under the age of 18, and they're seeing these horrors and they're experiencing these horrors, and yeah, folks, you know what I'm saying, initiated this latest blowback against them. But hey, folks been oppressed and secluded and caged up in their own state, in their own homes for the past 15-16 years. So yeah, what you think gonna happen? Anyways, let's get back to the basketball. I know. If you guys cut it off, shut it off, unsubscribe, I don't care. Go ahead. The real ones will stay. If you can't stand 30 seconds of that, a minute of that, whatever. Back to the basketball. So yeah, before the season, y'all called me everything under the sun for saying that was unfair, but the Las Vegas Aces had. Team done got sued. You heard it from KP. Got arrested. You heard it from KP. Candace Parker, one of the greatest players ever, done for the season, knee surgery. Chelsea Gray, best point guard in the world right now, foot injured, out for the series. And then Kia Stokes as well, he's starting the center, out for the rest of the series. So you have all of these things going against you, and they still did it. This team is different, bro. I've never seen something like this in my life. Never seen something like this in my life. Yes, they still had 3 number 1 picks. You have to acknowledge that. I know people gonna say, they still had 3 number 1 picks. But I seen A'ja Wilson do what she needed to do in that second half, specifically speaking that third quarter. She took over the game when offense was moving slow for the Las Vegas Aces. She took over the game like she should have, and she proved that she was the best player in the world. Speaking of, Stewie. Choke job of the year. It's you in Colorado football up 29-0 against Stanford that's battling it out for the choke job of the year. And since you did it in the championship series, I think you might have the edge. Congratulations, Breanna Stewart. I hope you sell a lot of shoes. In all seriousness, Stewie's a winner at whatever level she's been at, whether that's high school, whether that's college over there at UConn, whether that's been in Seattle. But this year, in this particular series, especially after winning MVP over A'ja Wilson, she choked. And A'ja Wilson took that MVP snub, as she said in the press conferences, she took it a bit personally. A'ja Wilson did what she had to do, man. Kayla George, I appreciate you shooting the ball 10 times from 3. This is game 4. We are minutes away from winning back-to-back championships for the first time in the league's history in 20 years. Thank you, Kayla George. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. Give me the ball. That's what you have to do when you're the best player in the world. Give me the ball. I went on a rant a few years ago in the bubble of LeBron James passing the ball to Danny Green in the bubble. I think it might have been a finals game against the Heat. And Danny Green shoots the shot and misses it. And people are like, why are people so upset about LeBron James passing up the ball? He had 3 people on him. Well, LeBron James, if you want to be the GOAT, you have to take that shot. Kobe Bryant would have took the shot. We saw Breanna Stewart was even about to take that shot with 2 people coming on her. Double team, get the rotation to salute one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. You can't ask for a better look than that. The pressure. Sorry, everybody's not built. The lights are too bright. Salute the salute. Respect the salute. I know I just disrespected her and joked on her and everything like that, but in all seriousness, salute is a champion in her own right with the Chicago Sky. Speaking of, congratulations to Candace Parker. Ring number 3. This still counts. This still counts. I still got Candace Parker in my top 5 all time. But A'ja Wilson is creeping up in the top 25 all time. At the age of what? 28? She's 27? 27? She still doesn't have a signature shoe. Nike, what are you doing? LeBron, make the call. Make the call, LeBron. I know you got the power, LeBron. Make the call. We need the A'ja Wilson signature shoe this summer. Thank you. Man, Clark. 2 big back-to-back layups there at the end of the third quarter to get them ahead and to give them a little cushion and stuff like that heading into the fourth quarter on that comeback run at the end of the third quarter going into the fourth quarter. And then great job defensively, obviously. Sydney Colson. I'll be the first to admit that I make a bunch of Sydney Colson jokes. How does Sydney Colson get the WNBA salary when all she does is make jokes and brings good vibes to the... Hey, man, that just shows you chemistry is important. Sydney Colson played her butt off tonight. And she stepped up during the season, as Chris Williamson told me going into the game, all throughout the season in nights that KP might not have been on all the way and stuff like that and things of that nature. And it was on full display for the world to see tonight. Sydney Colson held the game down. She's the reason why they got low running, pick up the pace, and Vegas went on that run. Thank you, A'ja Wilson. Thank you, Sydney Colson. Sydney Colson also played great defense. So did Miss Clark as well. So it's just a combination of a bunch of things. But A'ja Wilson took over, bro. She took over. At the end of the day, best player in the world. You got to do what you got to do. I know I'm talking in circles. Yes. Let me see if there's anything else I want to say in this immediate reaction. But I do want to say I think I've never seen anything like this, bro. Like in basketball history. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never seen anything like this in basketball history. A'ja finished with only 24 and 16. And I say only because she had like 18 and 14 at the end of the second quarter. At the end of the third quarter. But I never seen a basketball team do this. Never. With all the injuries. Remember when Toronto won a couple years ago against Golden State? And, and I remember Drake was celebrating. In the comments, who was it? Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka was like, y'all won by default, blood. Like that's what he said. And, that was a lot of people's belief that Toronto won by default. This time it was like, what happened to Golden State happened to Golden State, and Golden State still won. That's unheard of. That is different. Vegas, you have all my respect. Asia Wilson, you have all of my respect. Ain't no denying Asia now. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the homies. I don't care. Oh, she ain't got the jumper. She ain't got her game's limited to mid-range in. She showed she was the best player in the world tonight. Tonight, right now, she's the best player in the world, and it's undoubtable. She went against her only competition, Stewie. Stewie's our only competition right now for best player in the world. That one too. Shout out to AT for a great season as well. I know we're not talking about Connecticut, but I do want to shout out Miss Thomas, things of that nation, Alyssa Thomas, things like that. With all the triple doubles she got this year, and coming up, I think she came up second in voting this year because Asia got the 4th place vote. Speaking of that's the craziest vote. Like I don't know. Just folks hating, bruh. Folks gonna hate. And I think the 3rd place vote went to Chelsea Gray. They had Asia 4th. But yeah, you see it there. Asia Wilson's the best player in the world. And Asia Wilson can very much well argue was the MVP this year. Again. But yeah, that's all I have, man. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Enjoyed the season. It's been a great season. Ryan Howard, you know what I'm saying? Great season, Ryan Howard. Had to salute Ryan Howard. Great season to all the homies. Great season just overall. And yes, I ain't gonna lie. At the time, I was complaining about it sometimes. I know you guys didn't know necessarily. All of y'all didn't know because I wasn't uploading as much. But I was complaining a lot about the season because I really didn't like the super teams thing and super teams thing. And if the finals happened that we knew was going to happen, they scheduled them to play like 80 times during the regular season. And then they ended up lining up for the Commissioner's Cup Challenge. It was just a lot. It was a lot. But I'm glad we got to the end of it. And now it's time for college. So keep on your bootstraps, everything like that. But congratulations to Asia Wilson, 2nd NBA title, 2nd WNBA title. Jackie Young, 2nd. KB, shout out to KB, man. Shout out to Atlanta Colts getting the 1st one. Shout out to Candace Parker getting number 3. Shout out to Becky Hammond getting another one as coach. Who else we shouting out? The whole team, man. Sid and TP, listen to their show, watch their podcast, things of that nature. Who else we shouting out? Shout out to Vegas, man. Shout out to the assistant coaches, man, at Vegas. Who else we shouting out? Well, it's a celebration all night. The post-game celebration, post-game press conferences will be up as soon as they're available. This year, I didn't even watch it because I just wanted to talk to y'all. So until next time, my name is Rashad Milligan. As always, please take care of yourselves. This is the Road to 5K subs. And until next time, man, I hope this was a beautiful distraction from whatever is going on outside your window. Until next time.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a Challenger. Big one.